Morning, guys. It's like 8 o'clock, 8:30. This is David's rig. His Overlander. It's one we did the 8.8 in. Hey, did you bring that tool?
Sure did.
I'll show you all that tool that he got from Bleeping Jeep. This the 8.8 we did last weekend. He drove it 3 hours here, so we must have did it right. I'll show you what we're gonna put in the front end. He's got this thing all done up. He got the I thought it was a True Track, but it's not. It's this Power Track Grip Pro. Pretty nice looking. I like it. This is what I should have put in the front of mine. And if it ever breaks, I probably will. But this is a limited slip deal. But it's got gearing and stuff inside of it. I haven't seen a breakdown on it. We're not going to tear it apart.
No.
This is that tool I was talking about from Bleeping Jeep. You see us use that, but it bolts on all different pinions. Looks like an 8.8, a Dana 44.
Yeah, they say you can use it on corporate 14 bolts, Dana 60s.
No shit.
All of them.
It's pretty nice. You stick a pipe over it right here to hold your pinion while you're torquing the pinion nut down. You got motive gears. USA. These are Koyo bearings. And when you build a front end or rear end, don't go to the parts store and get bearings. Get Koyos or get Timkins, or you'll be doing it again in a month. We're going to get everything laid out of the boxes. And there's this gear, 456s. This will be a low pinion build. I think them bolts will fit, David.
Yeah.
Looks like it. May not have to drill that out. But anywho, we're gonna get this thing up in the air and get it tore apart, and I'll bring y'all back in the middle somewhere. See how easy this carrier is going to come out. Mine don't come out easy, man. Mine's in there.
Like I said, I've had it out before because I had to change the axle seals.
It's tight.
So.
I was going to build a case spreader. And I just ain't never got around to it. I always end up, getting them out of there, one way or the other.
I'm surprised that you can actually spread the case on any of them,
Yeah, they will. That's why I like them diff covers like I got, because it kind of stiffens it up. Because it will spread, and if it spreads, it lets the prelit off these bearings and throws off your backlash. That's what causes, it causes them to break. how that tool works. Got the place right here for a pipe.
3/4 inch pipe.
Stick that on there and I'll get a 5/16 to...
You can go there below my control arm. It's going to spin up, right?
That'll work right here. Let me go get a 5/16 and snug those bolts up.
Alright.
Awesome. Man, that makes it so much freaking easier. Alright, you gonna pull your pipe.
That's probably the best 40 bucks I've spent.
Is that how much it is? $40?
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
No.
Yeah, stuff like this is real valuable when you're doing stuff like we do. Just makes things easier.
That does.
Alright, you get on the front side and catch that pinion when I knock it through. I'm going to swing on it. Ready?
Yep.
You got a rag or something?
Yes, sir. Well, that's coming out easy.
Yeah. Alright. Now, we're going to go press everything off of that one. Put the same shims under it. Stick everything back in with the old stuff. And see where it's cutting at before we go any further. Sore feet. No shims, all it's got for that. Okay. Somebody broke the race knocking it in the past, so that's been done before. It's a tool I made on the lathe for pressing that on. You take the new gear, the same shims it had, we're going to press that right back on there, and then we're going to stick it in there and see how it cuts and see where we're at. Hold up and move it, press down. Yeah. Alright, baby, that's good. That's good. See how your carrier bearings have shims behind them? Both sides. There's no way to press these on and off without destroying the bearing. It's just how it is. So you want to take and get a cheap set from the parts store. Take a burr bit, grind out the inside to where it'll slip right over that. Really easy. You can also do it for the pinion. And I already got one of those. You put them up right here for the 30. Just get you a cheap set, grind out the centers where they'll slip on and off easily, and then throw them in your toolbox. That way you can take them on and off and set your shims to get your cut pattern right and all that, and your backlash without destroying your bearings. It's the only way to do it easily. Hardened steel. We got our carrier bearings where they'll come off on and off easy. Don't do your new bearings like this and think you can put them on there and leave them that way, because it'll spin on that surface right there and tear shit up. It's supposed to be like a 3000 press fit. But we're going to start out with the shims that was in there. We'll put it in there now and start setting it up. We're using all the old stuff on the pinion just to where we see where it's cutting at, where it's cutting in that gear, and then we'll start shimming on it. I'll show you all that. Alright, what we did is everything's back in here like it was with this factory gear. Same shims behind your carrier bearings, same shims behind the pinion bearing, and that's where you want to start at. And we put our dot indicator on here, and you want to use your Koyo, your races that's in your kit for the carrier bearings, because it did turn out that they were a little bit smaller width wise, so it made the carrier loose. But we got 3/1000, we need 6 to 10, so now we need to put the paint on here. See where the gear is cutting. If the gear is not cutting right, meaning the pinion gear cutting on this, if it's too low or too high or whatever, we can take some of this out with the pinion. But what I'm thinking is it's going to be in the center, and we're just going to have to move the carrier that way with the shims behind our setup bearings. And when we get this where we need it, then we'll press on all the new stuff, put it in here, and let it go. But let's see what the paint says right now. What are that 3/1000s? And you don't want to goop this whole thing up with it, just a little bit. I think I did on my last video because I was just trying to show it better, but you don't need but a little bit. Alright, I'm going to go around and turn it and see what we got. I'm going to take a rag and hold a little bit of pressure on the gear where it'll cut. We don't have a crush sleeve or anything in it. It's just stuck in there. Tell me when that yellow comes back around.
Alright. Alright, you're good.
See where that dot's at in the center? That's what you want to see.
Only on that one gear.
Yep. That's just where it contacted. And you got to get down eye level with it. See here? See where that's contacting? It's down deep in the root of the tooth. It's in the middle. It'll change a little bit when it's tight. There's a good illustration of it right there. See how you can see it cutting all the way down right here? it comes in. The paint only shows you hints of it, but it's right there all the way out. Just the coast side, like right here. You can see that's cut all the way flat through there, all the way to the bottom. So what we're going to do now, what we're going to do is we're going to pull it back out. We're going to move shims over. To move this over, we're at 2.5 thousandths, so we need 6. So we'll take 3 or 4 thousandths of shims out of this side, or out of this side, and move the whole thing that way, and then we'll look at our cut pattern again.
I got a question.
What?
On the front, is the coast side the same side as the rear? Is it?
Well, it'll be the drive side. Whichever side makes it go forward, like that way is going to make it go forward. And you just...
So that's the drive.
That's the drive side, and the coast side will be what it's pushing on when you're driving down the road.
Okay, because on the rear it was, the coast was on the bottom and it was drive on the top.
Yeah, it's going to be the opposite in the front.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be the opposite in the
Just
front.
some people don't know that, like I didn't know that.
Yeah, but as long as you're seeing, if you're seeing it good in the middle and it's cutting all the way through on this side, it's going to be the same on the other side. The only thing that's going to affect coast and drive is the backlash. If the backlash is too much, it'll move everything that way. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Let's pull the caps back off, move everything over, and then we'll turn them back on. We pulled the bearing on this side off. We took out 3 and 3, which is 6. And we're going to move it to this side to move the pinion of the ring gear away from the pinion. Now you can see why you need to have these setup bearings. And now we'll stick it back in there and we'll put the calipers back on it and see what we got. We may put one more on this side too, David. Just tighten this thing up a little bit here. It's going in easy, but I'd rather it be a little bit tighter than that. So we'll just tighten it up. We won't move anything. Y'all see me mark my caps. You want to do that too? You got to keep these caps in order. Now let's see what we got. Backlash. Six. So we moved it 4, and we had 2.5, so we got 6. I like setting these on the tight side. If it's 6 to 10, I want to have it at 6 or 7. Because the further you're in that tooth, the stronger it is. I mean, I know it's just thousandths of an inch, but it matters to me. Alright. That's 6. Now let's see where it's cutting at. If it's in the center still and everything looks good, all we got to do is press all the new stuff on it. We're going to look how tight that carrier is and see if we can tighten that up a little bit. The press fit inside there.
Alright. I do believe that's the one you just painted.
Oh yeah. See that one there? It's still good. That's where it just freshly wiped. It's going in the middle, it's coming out, it's all the way in the bottom, it's not at an angle. Our backlash is right. So now I'm gonna pull it back out, clean it up, press on the new bearings. First I'm gonna tighten the carrier up a little bit. I might put 2/1000s here, 2/1000s here, on the same on both sides, to where we actually got to kind of force that thing to go in there, and it'll hold it. It'll hold it all in there better. If you take one out and it just falls out, it's too loose. It needs to be kind of a press fit in there. Now, if you get it too tight, you're gonna have to get a case spreader to get it out, in and out. But it needs to be tight in there. It don't need to just fall in there. All right, let's get the bearings in it. I'm going to tighten up that carrier a little bit just for my own worries. Yeah, see, that's too loose. It shouldn't just fall out like that.
And there goes my seal again.
So we're going to take, oh man, it fell in the schmew.
Yeah, it's in the abyss.
Ugh. Don't ask me what these are, because mine's never fell out before. There's some kind of seal. Mine's never came out like that. Your Jeep likes starting shit, don't it?
Yeah. You know, it's a ZJ, it's special.
Alright. Now we want to take, to tighten it up, we're just going to put 2/1000s on each side where it doesn't move anything. That one's 6. That's 2. Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, now we know it's going to be tighter. We're going to go ahead and press our bearings on there. We put 2/1000s and 2/1000s, so it's not going to move anything. It's just going to tighten everything up. So we're going to go press all our new bearings on. I mean, it's not, I'm not having to force it in there, but it's tight, and I can tell when I'm going to tighten it up. Tighten the caps up, it'll be there.
It's not wanting to fall out.
Right, that's what you want. You want to have to kind of pry it out a little bit. 4/1000s ain't a lot, so it shouldn't be too tight. Alright, we're going to cut y'all off. Go press all our new bearings on. I'm training David, so if y'all need y'all's rear ends done or front ends, y'all can call David. But you want to start your races with something like this. These work pretty good. And then take a soft pin, a soft piece of cold roll, or a piece of brass. Just keep working it until you get it in there. When you get to the bottom, you'll hear it. It'll change sounds. It'll be hard. You'll feel it it's at the bottom. He's almost there. solid right there. Yep.
Alright.
Down. See the line, you're looking at the line at the bottom. See how it's straight all the way through the gear from start to finish. On that one, on this side, same deal. That's what you want to see. Like I said when I did the 825, if you look at your factory gear, if it was quiet, you want to see that same kind of cut pattern. That's it. We got her in there hours later. You think 3 hours later?
Yeah, around that.
The pinion that came in this kit was not for a crush sleeve, so we had to set the pinion up like a high pinion. So now it's fill her up with oil and let it rip. We put it all back. We got our 6/1000 still in the backlash. We tightened the carrier up in there with 4/1000 shim on each side. There's a good tap in with a mallet, a wooden handle, and she's good. We're gonna put some oil in it, see what it does. We're getting there. Took us about 5.5 hours to do it. Well, he's got 456s and limited slip front and back now. Afternoon, guys. Just making an ending to the video. I don't think I ended it and told y'all what was going on when we got done with that front end, but David got a low pinion gear set that did away with the crush sleeve. It made it more like a high pinion is with just shims. I don't think I showed preloading the bearing, but it's just like doing it with the crush sleeve. You just keep taking shims out to be these little ones here. Keep taking these out between the bearings to preload the pinion bearings. You just less or more. If you start out tight, you just add some, take some out till you get it right by the book. And when you get your let me see if I can find it here. He brought me a bunch of goodies and an 8.8 and a install kit and a carrier and the housings outside and disc brakes for it and all that stuff. Maybe for Jennifer's Jeep, maybe to keep on hand for mine one day if we ever need it. You go in your little book here that comes with your gears. Don't Google it. Don't Google your settings. Go in the book right here and look at it, because if you Google it you can get 2 or 3 different answers. But you set your pinion preload Dana 30 12 to 15 inch pounds to turn it with it new with grease on it. But we did that, got it all good. He lives 3 hours from here and he left at 4:30. He should be getting there anytime. He had contacted me earlier and said everything was going good with it and everything was good to go. So I usually, when I build a front end or a rear end, I don't like to take it on a long trip like that right off the bat. But we did this time. That's what we had to do. So it all worked out. But anyway, guys, tomorrow probably be messing with my Jeep and getting it ready for a trail ride next weekend. And I will maybe see y'all tomorrow. And if not, I'll talk at y'all later. Y'all take it easy. We'll holler at you later. Bye.